just don't have this way to deal with all this tanky composition, and eventually I feel like the Lolita would be nice to deal with the crossbow tanks, but it was pretty much picked on Team Philippines side.
Yep. Interesting interaction. Even if the Popol and Koopa has the Demon Hunter Sword, as long as Soto has his shield, which we know he's really stacking up, the Demon Hunter Sword passive will not trigger on shields, so they need someone to burst out the shield first. And look at that, no one is really able to burst out Soto's shield. In fact, him being in front, the mid laner, and of course we can't forget Gonzalez, the crazy gold laner, and the Captain Villa Luna moving things around for the team, as well as Uzi being there with Alaba.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be Team Philippines representing on stage, and they are going to be hoping to battle out for the title of the gold medal. However, will they be able to do so? Because they are up on stage ready to partay.
All right, now we can see a lot of ultimates onto Vin alone, but that does put pressure on him as well, just because now Philippines, they can control everything. And did Del Rosario took it?
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, right? The early retribution does contribute a little bit because Albert will be slowed down a little bit, and even though it's like a fraction of a second, if the more it becomes, when you reach that point, you are getting again a one creep advantage. Which you did see how Del Rosario was able to steal it ahead of Albert. It's all about setting up for the next place, and 5 minutes a game, the little time that has been garnered throughout this rotation, it is going to put him at an advantage. And this is a beautiful, very, very small detail that Philippines was able to capitalize on.
Interesting detail though, the Popol and Koopa CW is farming a lot more than Wanwan. 3,400 for Wanwan and 3,600 for Popol and Koopa, already having that Blade of Despair. Indonesia, they're just biding their time. I feel like they will have their items very, very soon. And once we see Albert making a decision to go on either side of the lanes, it's gonna be a strong engage.
Yep.
Once CW is like, you know what, you caught him, I'm gonna follow up. You're a panda, I'm a small boy with a wolf, and we're gonna eat you.
Yeah, I guess, you know.
2-1, and Philippines managing to secure the mid lane turret.
Well, it seems to me Team Philippines, they are going to be coming up on top, and this is why I'm talking about of snowball effect, right? The moment you lose the early engagement, they are going to look to punish this, and just like that, Team Philippines is going to come up on top. Based on the itemizations as well, Del Rosario is in a stage where he's extremely tanky, looking to go for the next item after the Dreadlord armor, which you can see is going to be on its way.
Yeah, looking at the items just now, Team Philippines looking at the gold lead, 3,000 gold ahead. The 1-1 already has a Corrosion Scythe as well as a Demon Hunter Sword. And looking at that, the 1-1 is also preparing just in case, has a little bit of armor to make sure that he can handle CW, but on the way, finishing up his Wind of Nature. It's going to be good terms to fight against Popol and Koopa. However, I do have to say he has to be careful of the Lilia, because the Lilia is deceptively painful.
I really like this small decision. Ever since they introduced the new armor for the blade armor, right? Because of the upgraded one before upgrade armor, right? That item, it gives you a little bit more value in terms of defense. Dreadnought armor is slightly a little bit more expensive to get as a marksman. You want to try and use as minimal of your economy to try and get the best of value. And I feel like he needs to get a little bit more items, but for him to get sustain the potential pokes on Popol and Koopa and Masha, it's very, very much needed.
It's a bargain, maximizing effectiveness by minimum spending, and this is efficiency. That is the word that you thought of for me. Now, Team Indonesia, they are in the back foot, but again, they have a lot of opportunities, but they are waiting their time. It feels like since they do have an Akai, they can definitely punish any kind of over-aggression coming in from the side of Philippines, because the moment they overextend and then Albert is directly behind them, then they can do something. Gonzalez, he could protect himself just because he has that built-in Purify, but Imam, he has to be a little bit more safer.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But as of yet, we are talking about stalling for time. Team Philippines is at a stage where they are heading towards the late game stage, and they are having so much control over the map. But they are still respecting the Team Indonesia is trying to find opportunities to go in for split push. However, speaking of split push as well, it looks like they are going to try and make an attempt as well. The Numenor Blast does catch on towards Albert in that regard. So he's going to try and go for the heavy spin, but he's going to be locked in place just like that as he takes them down. Imam gets a big two-man catch. However, not going to be able to follow up as well, but they need to make a fight for this as well. Imam going to get dived in front of the Masha at R7. He's down towards the last 2 more bars. The Andra is going to slow his way through. He will eventually get the kill, take him out. However, he's going to deliver more pressure, but as he gets kited down and gets taken out.
Right now, Team Indonesia looks like they're being a little bit impatient, where just now, unfortunately, Albert did get caught out, and Team Philippines was able to dish out enough damage, especially Imam. Look at the damage he brought out onto Vid as well as CW. Make sure that they can't do anything, but right now the Lord is being attacked, and we have to see that the Lord has been slain by Team Philippines and pushing further their advantages, even though CW managing to get a kill for himself. But overall, a worthwhile trade for Philippines.
Oh, that was such a risky move coming for Villa Luna, not going back. But at the same time, it was a necessary play. Just because he died, they were trying to secure the Lord, and he was trying to provide as much passive abilities of his shield to actually boost up the tankiness of both Del Rosario as well as Soto. And for them to force the Lord right there, it was so smart, knowing that they don't exactly have a Retribution. There's nothing Team Indonesia can do to contest it unless you mess up the Retribution snipe.
Yeah, and if they act defense from Team Indonesia, but Team Philippines is completely fine. They're still okay with this situation because they are in the lead. About 5k gold lead, and look at that Dawning Light hitting onto Vin and Suns. They have to retreat, especially since Suns right now, he wants to deal out the damage, and he still wants to save his black shoes. Albert going in, trying to get a catch, but still not able to get that good flank. Damage coming in from the side of Philippines is good, but what's even better is them kiting things away. Indonesia can't touch them.
Exactly. You can see the damage check is starting to apply as well when it comes to the power of Dawning Light. Imagine if Imam didn't die early on, things would have been even harder for Team Indonesia. Fortunately for them, there is still very, very much manageable and killable coming from Vin. But like I said as well, Team Indonesia, they need to still somehow come on top in terms of certain objectives. They're using Albert to buy a little bit more time, but as of now, you can see that Albert is really, really struggling to get any sort of setup for the team in terms of both potential. They want to push out the lane so they can go for some sort of split push, but it's going to be very, very difficult to do so because right now, Team Philippines is about 30 seconds shy before the next Lord to come in, and this is going to be the item coming in.
Yeah, looking at Masha, already having the 3 core items, the Sky Guarded Helmet, the Cursed Helmet, as well as... Okay, so in terms of items, what is Indonesia really looking for? Because we can talk about, oh, they're looking for opportunities, right? But that is, in a way, up to chance, and in a way reacting to what Team Philippines is going to do. But in terms of items, what are they really looking for? Right now, R7 already has 3 core items, but again, looking at the damage check just now, maybe 1v1 should be fine, but 1v5 is going to be very, very difficult. So how is Indonesia going to set up the split push?
It's going to be very difficult as well because based on their compositions, where Vin as well as Sun, they are going for more a utility fight style. Basically, they're looking to chip away and hope to capitalize and punishing Philippines who are isolated. Whereas Team Philippines, they've got so much burst potential. And based on those itemization as well, probably they need a couple more items up on Suns before he can get the damage needed done to chunk down this very tanky composition. However, Popo and Kupa has got a lot to work with as well, considering how tanky the Baxter and Akai. And this time, Team Philippines, they're waiting for a stall as well, hoping the Team Indonesia is gonna try and contest this. But while this is actually happening, this is actually very smart because Team Philippines tends to like to bait around this and hope to capitalize on someone who is going to be split pushing. And look at this, they are sending Vin on the side to split push and get a little bit more advantage, but they can't exactly force the fight right now because the Angela can come in anytime.
It's so difficult for Team Indonesia right now because Imam is poking them from afar. That is annoying. They don't like that. So, but even if they try to go in, they try to engage, all of a sudden Gonzalez is there just waiting and getting all those weakness stacks and just waiting for his time. It's like, hey, you know what? I got a clear hit on CW right now. And then he just pops off his ultimate and then he's going to get a lot of kills. So they want to play from afar. They're going to get chunked by Imam. If they want to dive in, they're going to have to face Gonzalez. Look at this. Time and time again, Indonesia, they just have to take these hits because they can't find the angles. Albert is, again, without the flicker, without the sprint, can't force a situation.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And Albert needs to get a little bit big catch on those Gonzalez, which is almost near impossible now, considering that it is level 15. So he's going to be able to get out of there with one skill or attack, but seems like the Lord is going to be down towards the last final 2 bar, and they get the reset. Team Philippines, they're a little bit afraid to fight this. This is kind of surprising considering that they've got so much of an upper hand, but it seems like they are going to focus on lane priority for now as they are sending the Esmeralda down bottom to split push.
Historically, Indonesia has secured a lot of Lord and Turtle Steels in international tournaments. So I feel like this is more or less just respecting Team Indonesia. Now, it will be later on in hindsight whether this is a good move or this is a bad move, depending on what Indonesia will do next. Because right now, Team Philippines, they feel like they can do this all day. But right now, Albert managing to catch out one member, Soto, from the side of Philippines, but it is not enough. The damage is not there. Del Rosario going in front. And again, looking at that, Indonesia, they finally get a catch, but it's on Soto. And it's not going to be the priority target. Indonesia does not have enough damage still.
Oh, that was so smart coming from Sans as well. Not popping the the Shadow Ball to actually contest that just because he doesn't have the damage. But it looks like they are going to force the issue because R7 is going to get caught out. Here comes the Cosmo attack potentially coming in. He's going to make a sprint for it. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do so as R7 was going to completely kite it down in that situation.
For now, we can look at Team Philippines. They're using the draft well. This is the Ube strategy. Ultimate bonding experience. Try to come up to us at
CW.
5. And look at that engagement on CW. He has to use his flicker. But Luna tries to re-engage the hard guard onto the Popo the Koopa. The Popo the Koopa is dealing a lot of damage. But re-engaging Team Philippines, they managed to get the Lord. And they don't want to push the situation further. Being happy with the Lord and just waiting for it to push together with it later.
Oh, that was such disciplined plays coming from Soto as well. Considering that he could have gotten a kill, considering even though there is the hard guard onto a CW, but he doesn't want to take the risk. Based on the positioning as well, Team Philippines, they were focusing on the objectives, which is the bigger picture. Because if he died right there, they won't be able to snowball and take advantage of this Lord push.
Right now, the Lord is in mid. This is a Evolve Lord, and the damage coming in from the side of Philippines, they're just poking it out. The Lord has entered the building, and look at that, they managed to destroy Albert, try to push everyone away, but he will be immobilized. He has to go back into his base. And Team Philippines, they're taking a lot of damage coming in from Sans. Sans being in the front, trying to make sure that Team Philippines gets punished. But look at that, they managed to run away. Indonesia, they tried to capitalize on the aggression on Team Philippines, but they're not having it.
Yeah, this is very, very difficult to play right now. But all in all, great defense coming from Team Indonesia. And there was a very micro detail coming from Team Indonesia, which was very interesting, was that every single time they expect a dawning light, they tend to spread out. Just because that sometimes you don't really you are going to be on a quick in the fingers and just tap your ultimate, right? And sometimes that auto aim is going to be messed up. And based on that circumstance as well, it will immediately lock onto the nearest hero. So, or in that particular, if you spread off and if that happens, it doesn't hit the rest of your meat. So this is very, very micro detail, but it's not noticeable a lot by common play.
Right now, it's 20 minutes and it's only 10 kills. The fight for global peace is at hand here, where they're proving they don't need to do a lot of kills to make sure that they get the victory. And right now, look, unfortunately, the Dawning Light did miss TW as well as Vin. If not, I feel like Soto will take that advantage and actually re-engage.
Yep, Albert now does have the cursed helmet. I don't think it's a major item, but if they are going to be a stall a little bit more, this is where the Masha is going to be even harder to kill. We saw how tanky R7 was, but it was... They are going to try and catch off Del Rosario, but Gonzalez is going to be joining the party as well. The Winter Dropkin swap coming from Rosario to buy time for the 1-1, and that's going to be Gonzalez completely shredding them off. And Team Indonesia, they lose 3 just like that, and they're looking to focus on the crystal.
Team Philippines is not done. The minions are there. They're going in. They're pushing in. R7 trying to clear off the minions, but look at Gonzalez. Gonzalez is just focusing on the crystal. He dies. The crystal is just a slither of hell. Can they do it? Soto is hitting it.
Oh, no.
Luna is hitting a double kill for R7.
No way.
Can't see
Backup
Philippines
protection. No
do
way.
it. Look at this. They're Philippines. They're desperate for it, but they can't do it. There's no minions. Triple kill for Indonesia.
No way. They could not chip away the crystal because of the backdoor protection and the disarm coming for R7. They almost got the crystal, and this is the comeback that Team Indonesia need. Because of all this deaths from Philippines, they are going to be able to bounce back. But that was such a risky play because that was a very, very close call for Team Indonesia.
If even just one other member from Indonesia was alive, they could have probably taken 2 turrets off of mid lane, and based off that, they could have had a very, very good control of the map and potentially just win the game. Team Philippines, that was very unfortunate. They really tried, but that was almost unfair. That was almost unfair.
Yeah, that was so close indeed. But Team Philippines, they still have more chance to work with. However, with the crystals down so low, Team Indonesia, they are going to force on towards the Lord, considering that it is past 20 seconds, 20 minutes into the game. The long respawn timers on Team Philippines is not going to be able to back up in time. But Albert is slowly making work as well. Soto trying to bully out Sans as much as he can and buy time. It seems like Team Indonesia, they're going to be distracted, and that is going to be the Lord resetted. And this time, Philippines are going to be back in action to contest this.
Right now, Indonesia, they were able to win the previous team fight off of Philippines over aggression. 60 seconds on his death timer. R7 with a 63. This is potentially harmful for Team Philippines just because Imam gives so much pressure onto Indonesia, and right now Indonesia has 48 seconds to breathe.
Yeah, that's a big damage hack coming from Indonesia as well. As long as they take the Savior down, Team Philippines will not be looking to punish Sans. And because of this pressure taken off, Sans is going to be able to contribute a little more in this team fight. However, it all comes down to execution. Will Team Philippines be able to find an opportunity again, which is going to be shutting down Vin, being the very annoying support mage he is in all these team fights with the hard guard?
Yeah, Team Philippines right now, look at Del Rosario. He's been doing this all day. He has been pulling the Lord to the side and trying to bait out Team Indonesia. Give this man a shield because we're going to Sharda. Everyone else being very quiet.
Yep, looks like they are going to be hiding as well. Soto not revealing his position too much to give any rough ideas to Team Indonesia, but looks like Team Philippines, they are going to double down on focusing on the Lord. While the Soto is not going to be there, but Indonesia, they're scouting on the vicinity, but looks like there's going to be a backline touch as well. R7 looking for a attempt, but Imam is going to be able to sprint out as well, and R7 are going to be going for the disengage, but Albert, he gets a big pin. He's going to catch Del Rosario. Great Winter Chunkin dodge, do dodge the Dawn in life, but it's not going to keep him alive because they just don't have the damage. Sun used up his back shoot, now he's forced to go in for the retreat, and Team Philippines now looking to re-engage, calling in from Soto, and they are going to be focusing on the Lord. 65 seconds on the sidelines. Albert will not have the retribution, and this is prime time for Philippines to focus on the Lord. But now, past towards the 28 mark as of yet, the Lord is getting very, very difficult to take down, and it's going to take a little bit more time while Team Indonesia looking for the point. Looks like they will give up on focusing Lord, and they will get punished onto Spin. Now, a fourth dive coming from the backlines as well. R7 making an attempt towards Imam, but it's not going to be able to shut him down as he tries to become the distraction, but Team Philippines is not taking the bait. But look at how low the HP they are. The Lord is dropping very, very low. Team Indonesia, they want to force a fight as well, but CW can't get the kill. But the steals from Sun! He gets the Lord, and that is the biggest steal I've ever seen in my life. That burst coming in from Sun is going to be good, but they are wiped out, and Team Philippines, this 5-man healthy, knocking on towards the crystal. With or without the Lord, they know it's GG. Well played for Team Philippines.
Philippines take game number 1 onto Team Indonesia. Both of the things that we said were correct. This is why Philippines, they were really hesitant on getting the Lord. Like I said, Indonesia, on international appearances, they have managed to steal the Lords a number of times. And that was impressive, stealing with Olivia.